Hi guys, welcome back to World's Okay-est Mom. If you're new here, welcome. I'm just a mom in front of a camera attempting to clean. You're welcome. Today, I'm not cleaning. I just kind of wanted to hop on here and talk about my health update. So I think I mentioned in a previous video that I had that I had been diagnosed with Hoshimoto's disease. So if you don't know what that is, it's like a super cool thing. It's an autoimmune disease where basically your immune system attacks your thyroid gland. So it makes you think that you have a thyroid issue, but your levels are fine. Super cool. Symptoms can be mood swings, depression, hair loss, dry skin, irregular periods, weight gain. That's the best. There's a few other things. I think like swelling of your extremities, so fingers and legs. And so I've certainly have been going through that process and trying to figure out everything that's been going on. I don't know, probably since March, probably. So what was happening, let's back up to like December, New Year's, you get into the routine of, eating crappy. It's like the holidays and you're just trying to, whatever. Just stuff your face with food, copious amounts of food. And so like, you get New Year hits, you're like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to, be great, whatever. Well, I noticed that like things weren't happening. Like, I got on I'd been running consistently since December, definitely since January, if not December. I, had definitely been watching what I eat. And it just nothing was happening. Nothing was changing. I didn't feel like myself. I definitely had gained weight. My clothes weren't fitting properly. So I went to a doctor. Shocker. I adulted and I got a general practitioner for the first time in my entire life. And so I let them know, obviously, my history and my concern about everything. And basically, like, I'm sure they loved me when I walked in because I basically gave them everything that I knew was wrong with me. Probably not. They probably hate that. It's like walking to the emergency room saying I Googled my symptoms. So I let them know my concerns of various things, but most importantly my thyroid issue, because knowing that I'd had history, my mother has history with thyroid issue. I've had history in the past with thyroid issue and it like quote unquote like went away. So they did some tests, they ran some tests and realized that my levels and everything were normal. However, my antibodies in my system were not normal. So they were extremely elevated and high. So that to them told them that I had Hashimoto's. So great. I had a diagnosis. Perfect. The general practitioner had told me that there wasn't really anything that they could do, which I didn't buy that at all because a lot of the research, once you get diagnosed with something or think you have something, I was like a research whore and just like anything and everything, Pinteresting, Googling, anything, any article, any blog, anything that I could find to try to figure out like what people are doing and how it affects them and what what works for them. And so I didn't believe that there wasn't anything I could do. I was pissed, but I didn't believe that there was anything that could be done. That I wasn't just going to sit there and wait for my thyroid or for my Hashimoto's disease to damage my thyroid that much to then be able to take medication for a thyroid issue. So I requested that I be referred to an endocrinologist that specializes in thyroid issues. And so I scheduled that appointment and waited. That's a whole other thing with this process in our medical world in the United States, probably around the world, probably everywhere, that you have to sit and wait and like schedule doctor's appointments that are weeks and weeks out. I guess that's just how it is, thousands and hundreds of thousands of other people that are, having the same issue, that need to be seen before you because they've scheduled things before you. But it was just really difficult to sit and wait and then watch my body just be what it is and knowing that I'm sick and that I want to get better. So fast forward to probably, let's say end of March, potentially April. I had seen the endocrinologist. They had, obviously want to get their piece of the pie, and schedule more blood work. So, because by the time I had gotten my blood work done and that I'd seen the endocrinologist, it had been too long. It had been about a month. So they wanted to, have the freshest data. So back to the lab I went, and so I got more results. At that time, I had been trying to, between that time, I'd been trying to maintain a like gluten-free, dairy-free diet, basically being on the Whole30. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it somewhere. A very clean diet. There were times I was super, super strong and just acknowledge, and just being, true to what I'm trying to eat and just figure it out, sit in front of me, be good, plan it out and do everything I needed to do. Other days, not so much. It was really frustrating. I was definitely really down and not myself. But that's another fun symptom of the Hashimoto's and or thyroid, is some, depression, emotional, like control outbursts. Like your emotions are everywhere. It's a hormonal thing. So you're just everywhere. So finally got the results, finally went to see the endocrinologist after I got those results of those tests. And that was another thing. So not just only lab work. Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. Story time. It just isn't my strong suit. I'll try to get better. As well, along with blood work, they also wanted to order a sonogram of my neck, as well as my, ovaries, because with Hashimoto's and hypothyroidism, your periods are super irregular. So I was on day like 75 of no period, which is super, super, super irregular for me. I'm usually 28 to 31 days, like on the dot. Like I could time it. I could set my watch to it, basically. And so I went and had my thyroid or my sonogram done. Everything was fine with my ovaries, no cancer, no concerns, no nothing. However, my throat, they did a sonogram of my throat, specifically looking at my thyroid, and they had found two, at the time I thought it was only one nodule was on my left, that was about 3 centimeters in size that they were concerned about. However, when I went to the endocrinologist after my lab results, he obviously looked over all of my my sonogram and my new lab results, and didn't I guess he informed me then that he didn't like, obviously the size on my left, but there was some discoloration on my right, that there was a note in there that was discolored and they didn't like that. So he not only wanted to try me on some medicine, some levothyroxine, which is I think a generic version of Synthroid, which is a medication that they usually prescribe to people that have hypothyroidism, and it helps regulate and do your thing, which is good. That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to test it out. I wanted to be put on medication. I wanted to see if medication would be helping. He obviously, my endocrinologist is very socially awkward. I mean, I guess there's he's in the medical field, so he doesn't have to be charming or friendly or what have you. He's just very straight to the point. Definitely told me that he could put me on this medication and it could help. It could do nothing. It's just a wait and see kind of game. Which again, I researched and just like binged everything I could think of with hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's. And yeah, a lot of it, so you have to go back and get your levels retested after you've been on the medication for so long. So, and what I was reading was like between 4 and 6 weeks that your body can then decide that like, oh yeah, this medication, I'm going to accept this and then we're going to work. Like it takes that long for the medication to like kick in or like function or work. So probably around the 17th. So this is June 8th. I will be going back to the lab and getting my blood drawn again, to test my levels to see if the medication is helping. So he's currently has me on a low dose, like a 25 milligram low dose. I'm hoping that my best case scenario is I'm hoping that it will drop my levels a little bit, and maybe he'll realize like, oh, it's kind of working, but maybe we need to up your dosage. So that's kind of what I'm thinking will happen. I'm hoping my levels won't be the same. That'll be so frustrating if they are. But wish me luck. So which brings me to, so that's like kind of a backstory and kind of like where we are now. Moving forward, tomorrow I have a biopsy. That was another thing that because of the size and the color of these nodes on my, or nodules, I'm clearly not a medical professional, and I have been told in my life that I'm not. That I don't know if it's nodes or nodules. Either way, there's something, some sort of a growth, some sort of thing in my throat that they want to rule out thyroid cancer. So that's what they're doing tomorrow. I will be doing a biopsy of my throat of 2 sections. I think I will be getting poked 6 times, 3 on each side. They said approximately it will take 30 minutes. I don't know how accurate that is. They also will be doing a sonogram at the same time to make sure that where they're sticking is accurate, because, you know, that wouldn't be awesome if they stuck me somewhere they weren't supposed to. I have taken the day off, and my husband will be joining me for support. So I just wanted to keep everyone updated, kind of do a little, I guess, vlogging journal situation right now. Like, if no one's watching this, that's fine. I just kind of want to track this for my own thing, just to see, you know, maybe years down the road how far I've come, or not. So I will try to keep you updated. Maybe I'll try to vlog tomorrow as I'm, you know, getting ready, or as we're going in, or maybe if sweet talk my husband into like filming me while I'm getting it done. I don't know if he can. I don't know. I don't know what he'll be able to do, or what, like, they said that he could come tomorrow and be with me. I don't know if that just means like you're sitting out in the car waiting for them to call you. I don't know if that means he can be in the waiting room, and I'm not sure if that means he can actually be in the procedure area. So initially when I scheduled this biopsy, they only do them on Wednesdays. And they had a pretty busy schedule for biopsies. They said that they initially had scheduled me for like July 9th, I believe, if that was a Wednesday. July 9th or around there. July 7th, something around there, in July, early July. And I had called them probably 2 weeks ago. And I just really was starting to experience some symptoms that were concerning. Obviously, when you Google things related to cancer, like, it's really hard to kind of deal with, and it gets you kind of, I don't know if I'm, you know, psychosomatic right now, or if I really am experiencing these symptoms. I feel like I am. I feel like I, you know, have some symptoms of these nodes or these issues in my throat, which are trouble swallowing. Sometimes it's hard to breathe because it is pushing on my esophagus. What else? There was like, my throat was kind of sore. Just things like that, that I started to experience. I feel like I started to experience them, and I just really wanted to get them checked. I want them to get checked out sooner than later. So I called and just really let them know my concerns, and thankfully the scheduler was great, and she really took me into consideration and made a few calls and was able to bump me up like 4 weeks earlier, which I'm extremely grateful for. I just want to, you know, be done thinking about this. I want to move on. I want to know what's happening. My also fear is that, like, so I get the biopsy, they do their thing. They said that in like probably 2 or 3 days I may have the results. So potentially by Friday, I would hope by Monday they would give me a call. My worst fear is obviously cancer, thyroid cancer. That would be kind of a bummer. My, I guess, hope is that maybe they'll look in there like nothing's wrong. Like, they did say that this is common. There's nodes and bumps and stuff like that that happens all the time. They just obviously want to be diligent and make sure that they can rule out things and just be on top of things, which I appreciate and understand. However, I guess my concern would be that, not concern, my, not fear, the cancer is the fear, but I guess my other thought is that they'd find something, and obviously there's things in there, and that they'd have to either remove my thyroid, or kill it. That's another thing that they can do. You can kill your thyroid, so that it stops producing, and then you'd just be on a hormone supplement for the rest of your life. So I mean, I don't know which is worse. I don't know if killing or removing or what have you, or I don't know if they even do that. That might be in extreme cases, like if it was a cancerous. But I guess I'll know more when I talk to the endocrinologist tomorrow, because if there's nothing wrong after, let's say I get the biopsy and they do and everything's fine and copacetic and everything, am I just gonna live with these in my throat for the rest of my life? Because I can also, like, that's another thing. Like, you can tell, like, I just feel like a little pelican, like I can fit a whole fish in there or something. Super fun. That your body changes and you can't control it. So I just, there's lots of things going through my mind. I'm really excited. I'm really nervous. I'm really, trying to get on with my life and try to see what the next steps are. So I'll try to keep you posted. Sorry, this is kind of a downer, kind of a talking and whatever, but I just kind of keep everyone updated. I want to just, for my own journaling aspect, do that. So maybe next time my videos will be a little more upbeat, a little more like, I don't know, cleaning. I guess I haven't cleaned in a long time. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I promise. I have better content. Just check it out. The past. Thanks.